Good afternoon, crafters. We are live. Today we are going to take another look at Have a Hoot, the one of the dies of the Crafter Select range. Now, it was extremely busy yesterday, which meant we sold out. So apologies for that. However, we have been able to secure you an extended dispatch on this Crafter Select die, Have a Hoot, from the 19th of March. So not too long to wait on that one. Now, I know a lot of you have got lots and lots of, sorry, we've got some little feeds coming up. I'm just blocking as we go. Goodness me. It's all kicking off today. Lots and lots of you have already started receiving your dies in the post, which is lovely to see. We've been seeing the little posts come up in our group, Carnation Crafters, which is wonderful. So if you are crafting along today with me, please do type up in the comments. It'll be lovely to have your company whilst we go through this live. What we're going to do is just give it a little bit of time, just so everyone who would like to join us live can do so. Normally what we do is sort of extend the links within our Facebook events group. So what you can do is click on the events, sign up to the event, the Facebook Live event that you wish to view, and it will give you a notification each and every time we go live, which is fab, which means you don't have to remember anything. Literally, it will do it for you, which is great. Lots of people hopping on already, which is lovely to see. Thank you all so much for joining this afternoon. We've got Pam, we've got Sheila, we've got Karen as well, which is fab. Claire Marie says she's received hers today. Thank you so much, Carnation. Yeah, thank you, team in the warehouse. They are doing a sterling job, even given all the circumstances with social distancing and everything like that. They are working so incredibly hard. Vera says she's waiting for the postman and she's watching. Caroline says I'm at work, so hers might be at home waiting for her. Well, what a special treat to come home to after work there. Lavinia from the DT is here too. Hello, lovely. Hope you're keeping well. We've also got Ava and Caroline and Christine here as well. So lots and lots of people joining us too, which is fabulous. Sandra says Postman Claus delivered the hour die today. It is like Christmas, isn't it? It's like getting a little treat through the post. It's fabulous. So if you don't know what we're talking about, if you didn't join us yesterday, or perhaps you haven't seen the Facebook posts there, we do have a brand new Crafter Select die set called Have a Hoot. And here he is. This is fabulous. So this is our beautiful Have a Hoot die set. It features our gorgeous our wonderful little character. He's got his mats and layers as well. So if you do want to pop him on there, give him a little bit more prominence on the front of the card, you can absolutely do so. You can, of course, cut these little notelets and then make them into little cards as well. So cut that little base twice, make it a little notelet card too, which is fab. We then have the sentiment included, Have a Hoot, which is lovely because then you've got all the mats and layers too. Really pretty font, timeless. It will work with any celebration on any card type. Here is our little owl. In all his glory. Isn't he gorgeous? He is so fluffy and so cute. Those big bold eyes are just so expressive. So what you're seeing here is our coloured artwork, which is what we call our vignette. Okay, so that is available for free from Carnation Crafts to download right now. All you do, hop onto the website, click on downloads, followed by free downloads, and Have a Hoot is there. You can also navigate to that via the banner. I think there's a banner up on the homepage at the minute as well. So all you do, print him off onto your pro printing paper on nice high quality print settings, and also you want to go with what we would call I'm trying to think of the word, matte photo paper if you're using your pro printing papers too, and that's going to give you this really exquisite die finish. A lot of people do ask, actually, it's worth noting, people say to us, you know, you must be using high quality printers, you must be using laser jets, things like that. Absolutely not. The difference comes with the pro printing paper, okay? That is what makes the colours pop, it's what makes the detailing pop, it's what makes all of those characterizations within that artwork come together. So no, we use literally bottom of the range little inkjet printers that we got from Tesco's. I mean, I'm sure they're available at other places like Argos and Sainsbury's, maybe. But yeah, literally run-of-the-mill printers, nothing special, nothing fancy. It is the pro printing paper that makes the difference here. Okay, so this is Have a Hoot. This is the little die set that we're going to be working with today. Before we get on to the demonstration, what I'm really keen to show you is a couple of things I didn't actually show you yesterday during the Facebook Live. One of them is the backing papers. Now this is something we do with many of our collections. Again, they are a free download. Again, they are available at the moment, ready to download. And we've given you a selection. This is just a few, it's not all of them, but you've got things like little roses in the background, little splatters, little details. Again, great for mixed media as well, but all designed so that they work beautifully with the colours within the vignettes, within the artwork you've just seen for the owl. Perhaps you want more like a forest scape. Here we have it in burnt oranges, in lovely russet tones as well. Very pretty. Again, this is only a small selection. We've got plain cardstocks as well if you want to print those off. More sort of splatters and roses and things in those sort of timeless vintage colours. More plain cardstocks. Really exquisite colours within this collection. Yummy tans as well, perfect for our little owl. Creams, for example. Now again, I'm showing you these papers that have been printed on our pro printing paper. Unlike the mirrored vignettes, we print these on 220 GSM, so it's a heavier weight cardstock. So if you want to do your mats and layers, if you want to give a little bit more dimension to your card shape, you can absolutely do that with the heavier weights of the pro printing paper. This is another one, another little scenic card there in the tree lines too. So you've got that atmospheric design. You've got both plain colours that work in conjunction with the vignettes, and also then your pattern background papers. They too are available. Just head to the Carnation Crafts website, carnationcrafts.co.uk, and you will find those on there. Now let's have a look at how this beautiful little die set can be used in your designs. First up, we've got one made by Lindsay. Thank you, Lindsay. Oh my goodness. A little pyramid of owls. I love how they tessellate. I love how they all interlock. They're all standing on each other. It's almost like a cheerleader cheerleader tower of owls there. So you can again cut these as many times as you like, add them in detail, and once again we've given you that option should you wish to pop things in these little creatures' mouths. Crafters Select is a range that is exclusive to our website. It's not available anywhere else. You can only get it via carnationcrafts.co.uk, and they are designed to work in conjunction with previous collections, be it perhaps Garden Safari, be it perhaps Gift of Giving, where you've got the little card and the little details from the anniversary, for your birthday on this one. Be it Tranquil Times if you want more of a sort of forest scene, Fantastic Forest, all these different collections. Because everything is done in-house, Carnation have their own signature, their own look, their own style, their own feel to all the die designs. Next up, let's have another look. Let's have a little look. Oh, this is sweet. This is made by Pam. Thank you, Pam. This is similar to the design that we did yesterday on the Facebook Live. So here we've got the little wreath from Misty Morning, and then we've got a pair of owls. Now I've been learning so many interesting owl facts from you guys, which is great. One of them I did know, because when I was growing up, we had owls at the bottom of the garden, which sounds incredibly fancy. It's not. They were very loud at all times of the year, but it's the actual twit-twoo that owls make is two owls. It's a pair of owls calling to each other. So this one's saying twit, and this one's saying twoo in answer, which is just so sweet. So really lovely for anniversary cards, for wedding cards, for those celebrations of couples cards as well. Pam has also added in some of the extra elements from the Misty Morning collection, that little tree stump like so, the little wheat sheaths in the background, and she stamped "Have a Marvellous Day" in the bottom corner as well. So again, you can personalise these. These work so beautifully with collections you may well already have in your stash. Let's take a look at another one. Let's go with a different colour palette this time. So this is made by Lindsay as well. Thank you, Lindsay. Here we have two beautiful little owls. Again, Mr. and Mrs. Aren't they gorgeous? They're doing their twit-twoos to each other. And this one has been paired with the Equinox Blooms colourways of Garden Safari. So we got the that's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? Equinox Blooms flowers here. Happy anniversary. I believe that one is from Gift of Giving collection, that wonderful little die set where you've got lots and lots of different words and sentiments and things like that. And then the Crackle Pots, originally from Garden Safari. This one is in that extra free colourway from Equinox Blooms. A few of the panel posts, again from Garden Safari, just detailed there, just really, really, really pretty. And there you have Mr. and Mrs. Owl perched on the top, just sitting there, just watching the world go by. So gorgeous. And actually having a little look at this colour palette brings us neatly on to the card we will be demonstrating in this live show, because we're going to be using the elements from Equinox Blooms alongside our Have a Hoot die set. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing the camera around. If you're quick, you'll probably get a sneak peek of upcoming shows. Blink and you miss it. And here we have our design ready to go. So as you can see, I'm going to be working with the Equinox Blooms, a triple panel card shape there. A few of the Hedgerow Harvest little designs, Equinox Blooms. I think this is the Majesty. One of the beautiful florals there, and of course Have a Hoot. Now, when you get your die set home, it will come in your packaging like so. You've got your little owl, there he is, all nestled in there, and of course your matte layer, and then the sentiment, Have a Hoot, again with its own matte layer there. The packaging is a lovely sort of plastic wallet, which means you've got your built-in storage solution for this particular die set, which is fabulous, and you are all good to go. You'll notice the colouring on the packaging is slightly different, and of course we do have that little note on the bottom. It's part of that exclusive Crafter Select range, as we've said, only available via carnationcrafts.co.uk. So first things first, as you've seen me do yesterday, but I will show you again. We hop onto our website, carnationcrafts.co.uk, click on the banner or click on downloads followed by free downloads, and you can then print out your vignettes, your coloured artwork. What we always do and what we always try and do is fit as many designs as possible onto one A4 sheet, so you're making the most of your pro printing paper. Now, when you download, within your file, you will have both your standard vignette, your standard artwork, which will be just one-sided. You then have what we call our mirrored vignette as well, which is fabulous. So it means you can have the back of your little owl just as beautifully designed as the front. Now this comes into play with things like acetate cards, aperture cards, anywhere where you're going to see the back of the die cut. It also means you're not going to get any white areas. So if you like me and you like Carla and you like to do a lot of sculpting with your designs, you're not going to see any white areas when you lift these, when you give these a little bit more body. But it also means if you're using slightly different die designs, perhaps like the more floral designs where it's quite directional, if you don't stick before you cut, and then you cut and you can peel them apart afterwards and then have these wonderful back and front designs, giving you much more craftability with the look of your crafts. Now, a couple of people have asked what we use to stick. As I say, because you're printing onto the 120 GSM Pro printing paper, if you do want to stick them, fold first. Remember, with your mirrored vignettes, it is key to fold exactly on that black line. That's made me giggle. So Carla's watching. Hi, gorgeous lady. Let me just scroll back. Hi, gorgeous lady. And that's from Dawn and myself. So Miss Wheeler is watching as well. Hello, you two. I hope you're keeping out of trouble in the green room, and I shall see you later, no doubt. So as we were saying, what we need to do is snip top and bottom. So I use a fine pair of scissors, snip onto that black line to begin our cut, pinch, and then fold along that black line. That means when you come to cut, you're going to get that same beautiful design on the front and on the reverse of your die cut. Now, lots and lots of people ask what we use to stick. I mean, you can use spray adhesive, you can use tape runners, anything like that, anything that's more of a dry adhesive. You can use white glue, it's up to you, but I prefer things like spray adhesive, sorry, baby brain, completely losing my words there. But you don't have to. If you don't want to stick, if you want to use the two sides independently, you can absolutely do that also. Okay, all you need to do then at this point is lay your dies over the top, use a little bit of low tack tape, run it through your die cutting machine, and it will cut out these exquisite images with all of that beautiful detailing. You can see those feathers, that little beak, those wonderful expressive eyes, all ready to go into your card design. Now, let's start building him up. So we've taken, as we've hinted, our Equinox Blooms triple panel card shape. Now, of course, you can use this in any orientation you wish, be it landscape, be it portrait. For this demonstration, I will be working in portrait mode. And this is lovely because you've got that wonderful sort of scalloped edge all the way round. Let me just move that up ever so slightly. Let's see if I can get a little bit more of that into shot. Excuse me, pieces of die cuts there. You will come into play in a later moment. Okay, so there we have our, yeah, that's all lined up. Okay, so triple panel card shape. Onto this, we're going to start introducing the panels. Now remember, each and every card shape with Carnation Crafts comes with a whole host of mats and layers to give you this wonderful finish. You see here, and I'm going to encourage you to do this, particularly with this die set, is really explore your colour palettes. Often what you'll see Carla and I do when we're on shows is use tonal colours. So we might use a deep orange, then a lighter orange, then a pattern background that matches. Mix it up, okay? Now's the time to go brave. You can't go wrong with this. The colour palettes work. They all match. Go for something a little bit different. So with this one, what we've gone with is this lovely burnt orange. We've gone with this lovely aqua blue, and then we're taking the paneling here, which is the free backing papers, in that same colour palette, but with the tree designs as well. So something a little bit more atmospheric, but don't the colours pop against that orange as well. So to stick, we're going to use finger lift tape, like so, and we're just going to line that up onto, excuse me, Mr. Owl, the card shape, like so, and tear away. Okay, so I've already stuck obviously all the mats and layers because I'm sure you guys don't need to see demonstrations where we're sticking lots and lots and lots of mats and layers. You can get the idea of where we're going with this. But each panel, we're just going to add a little bit of finger lift tape to stick that first layer down flat. The second layer has been stuck again with finger lift tape. So this sea green, this sort of aqua blue is in the finger lift tape. And then this little seam, I've got the final piece here, is with foam tape, just to lift that up and give that a little bit of a drop shadow as well. Now again, you see me doing this often on shows. What we're doing is we're taking the excess, the carrier sheet of that foam tape and creating a little tab from it. So we're folding it up over the side of the paper, allowing us to peel away and flatten down. The reason why we do that is it gives us the opportunity to position first without having to commit to that stick, okay? We can then peel away the other side. That middle bit, we don't need to worry about taking the tape off of. That will act as just a support, as a structure. We're just sticking those two ends in place. That gives us our panel all beautifully matte and layered, ready to go. Now with the Equinox Blooms, this is a little bit different. You can obviously cut this twice and have this as a front and a back, but also included within the die set is this wonderful little kickstand, which is already pre-scored. So you can just fold along that score line, and you see I've got my red liner tape in place, so nice strong adhesive tape in place, ready to go. This time around, we're going to peel away a little bit of the red liner tape if it would like to do its thing. Yes, perfect. And then we're going to line this up towards the bottom of the middle of one of these panels. So I'm just using that little middle bump here as my little positioning guide, and then trying to get it as straight as possible, like so, to give you this kickstand effect. Can you see that? Yes, you can, which is lovely. So that gives us this wonderful different look to a card, a little bit more prominence on a mantelpiece. Now I'm going to have to scroll back because I'm sure there's lots and lots of comments coming in. Let's have a look. Where did we get to with the comments? Lots of people saying hello to each other, which is wonderful. It's so nice to see the way you guys interact as well. A couple of people asking, let me just see what this says. Alison, she's ordered hers on extended dispatch, can't wait. Can we have the owl with no eyes and a vignette of a baby out, please? I can certainly feed that back to the team, but obviously if we start creating backs and fronts to all of the vignettes and all the artwork, that will double workload for Nick. I can probably hear him silently creaching in the background. It's something I can feed back. Obviously, we can't promise anything because that is a huge amount of work to add. Baby hours, all I can say is, again, it's something I can feed back for you guys. Rita says, love the craft, lovely craft. Hi Hannah, on all the lovely crafters out there. Love the papers and the dies, love them. Yeah, they are gorgeous, aren't they? And it's so nice that every little step of the way your hand is held, you've got the ideas, you've got the details there, you've got those free downloads to enjoy working with as well. Sheila's asked, where did the kickstand come from again? So this kickstand here is part of this entire card shape. This is the Equinox Blooms collection. It's the triple panel card shape. You get lots and lots of dies, as we often do within our card shape designs. You get your overall triple panel, you get your mats and layers. There's filigree included in here, which I haven't popped on here. There's little florals, there's the kickstand. We've also then got things like your little nested dies, which are going to come into play for our lovely little sentiment Have a Hoot as well, Sheila. So if you hop onto the website, you should be able to locate that one. Really handy die set to have, especially with that kickstand. So if you're using things like the ovals, things like the hearts, things like the circle dies as well, you can instantly transform those into standing up designs as well. So for our sentiment, as we have just mentioned, we are going to add in this. Again, this is got a little sort of scalloped edge there design. And again, we're repeating that same pattern that we've used colour-wise in the background of your triple panel card shape there. So the orange into that sea green, into a white, and then we have the wonderful Have a Hoot sentiment cut from that same orange as well. That's going to stick just slightly overlapping on foam pads. Trying to get it straight, Hannah, would be, you know, ideal, just like so. You get this wonderful look to your sentiment there as well. Those have been lifted up on foam, just give them a little bit more squidge, a little bit more height and dimension. Michelle says she has ordered hers on extended delivery. Thank you for doing that for us. She was upset to think she had missed out, but she can cope to wait, which is lovely. Yeah, no, that was all down to Mr. Mark yesterday watching the Facebook Live. These things, often as they do with Carnation, we do order in lots and lots of dies, but you guys surprise us every time and did get an awful lot of orders in. So that's wonderful. So we've been able to fulfill that with the extended dispatch, as I say, from the 19th of March. Now, this little die set here is one of the floral, what would you call it, compositions from the Equinox Blooms design. And as you see, again, we can go in and just shape. This has actually been snipped away from its vase. So this one actually sits, as you can see at the bottom, in a little vase shape. But remember, with Carnation, you don't have to use anything as intended. It is up to you. They are your dies. They are your die cuts. They are yours to use as you wish. Remember, you've got completely open angel policy on these as well. So you can have lots and lots of fun. You know, building up your cards, building up your stash when we're able and allowed and safe to do so. Again, selling these at craft fairs, whatever it is, you can absolutely go ahead and do that. So before we stick, as I always say, lay out your designs first. Test how you want them to look. Test how they're going to sit. We had a little test before I came to air, so I've already got my composition kind of in place, like so. Little acorns as well. These again are all from the Equinox Blooms design and collection. So we're going to go with a little composition like so. So we're going more of an autumnal theme, but I really love how those oranges work with our little owl, because he's got his little orange beak, and they work in tandem with the papers in the background as well. Once we're happy with our composition, we can start sticking in place. So we are going to use trusty pin flare glue gel. We're going to go in with a little bit on the back. Mine has bunged up a little bit, which is fine. So what we need to do is just release that from the tube itself. So I'm just using my pokey tool to take that plug of glue out and then squidging. So that's all that you need to do. If your glue does get a little bit bunged up like that, which it will do when you're not using it and things, just take the little plug out. Whenever you come to stop using your glue, just squidge out a little bit of glue out of the end and then pop the lid on. That means it makes it easier to scoop that little bit of extra glue out as well. Just a little bit of pin flare in those areas where you want the designs to lift up, to rise up. It gives you this sculpture, it gives you this detailing. We can go in with our extra die cuts here, just to embellish further, just to give you even more height and dimension, and create your own composition, if you like, your own sort of designs as well. Here you see I'm using a pokey tool and just sort of turning the die cut over and then flicking the end, so you get this wonderful sculptural finish, this little flourish to the designs. Again, you can go in with the leaf and just really tuck those up over and under the designs. Because we are using those mirrored vignettes, remember, you can really sculpt this paper, and you're not got any white bits, so nothing's going to be distracting you from this design. A little bit of glue gel in the background there, and then just tucking that leaf in. So we're extending the background there, extending the look of what we're going with. Same with the little oak leaf. Once again, just twisting and turning and sculpting that leaf, making it look so much more lifelike, but giving it energy, giving it movement there as well, and layering. Another little leaf. Where did my other little leaf go? There you are, leaf. Does anyone else find that talking to things you've lost on your desk helps, or is it just me? Again, just taking those edges and really curling those over, giving that leaf lots and lots of shape and form. There's something so lovely about sitting, and it's so mindful sitting and then just tucking these leaves in, giving them that shape, giving them that detail, making them look like the real life counterparts that these have been modelled on. So once again, just before we commit to anything, I'm going to go in, check my little owl is still sitting safely in the corner there. I'm going to go with this taffeta, sort of raffeta bow wonderfulness from, again, Equinox Blooms as well. And just giving that a little bit of a twist and a turn. Remember, it's all about layering. It's all about giving you that wonderful look, that wonderful feel to your designs. I think he's quite nice nestled in there under his bow, isn't he? So again, with our owl, you've seen me do this many times, just taking either a ball tool or the rounded area of your pokey tool. Carla's probably going to be cross with me because she did give me some lovely ball tools last week, and I have not got them out again for the live, even though I meant to. But yes, ball tools are much better because you've got a round area all the way around, and of course different shapes, different sizes, different ways to work in. But we're just using our pokey tool to sculpt out that little owl, give his little belly a roundness, give his little head a roundness, and then we're just going to tuck his head down so you get that sort of bump for his head and bump for his tummy as well. And then we're going to pop the pin flare glue gel into where those little bumps are. Okay, so it gives you that height there, it fills in that space. Tucking Mr. Owl just into all of his beautiful florals like so. For this design, I'm really weighting it on one side of the card. You've got your balance on the other side with the sentiment, but I'm going to town with this little area here because white space, sort of negative space, if you like, really does work wonders to focus the eye. You've got this wonderful pop of colour going on to one side of the card design, and you find that it really does draw the eye in. It also tells a story. I mean, here, popping in things like this acorn, for example, instantly give you a look of perspective, because obviously in real life a big owl, a mummy owl, would be huge compared to an acorn, but we've suddenly transformed this owl into a little baby owl because now he looks so small compared to the acorn, which is again just so sweet, so adorable. A few little twists and turns for that bow as well, just to finish off, just layering to tuck in, just to overlap wherever we've got detailing, wherever we've got little areas where we've snipped away, just to hide any straight lines, any edges that we've created by snippability. And we can go in and just finish with a little tucked in bow. Now obviously that bow is going to interfere with how that sits on my card front, so let's just adjust that so your bow isn't overhanging the bottom of the card. Again, this is where pin flare comes in to work wonders, because you've got that room, that wiggle room to work with. And there we have our little Have a Hoot owl, beautifully nestled in to a wonderful little autumnal display, rich in colour, rich in vibrancy, and so pretty as well. What do you guys think? Is this something you might be creating at home as well? Perhaps you'll be getting your die sets out. Perhaps you've got similar florals you want to be working with. Don't forget to upload your creations to our group, Carnation Crafters. We love to see what you guys have been up to, and of course it always provides inspiration for the other crafters out there as well. So if I just pop my kickstand open. Where are you? There, that side. like so. You can see how that card then stands beautifully. As we say, it's lovely to really compact your detailing into one side of the card and then have this open space to let those dies really work wonders. So I'm going to swing that camera around. Hello everyone, that was the top of my head. That's quite a close shot as well, I'm sorry, looming over you like that. Here we have our finished card. Again, remember, so key points in this little lesson, this little tutorial: experiment with colour, okay? You've got all of those free backing papers to play with. You're not going to be losing out, you're not going to be wasting anything. Even if you don't like the end result, chalk it down to playing, chalk it down to having a little bit of a go. So have fun, create something really, really colourful, create something really, really fun, and we look forward to seeing your creations in the group. We will be back tomorrow at 5 o'clock, so Wednesday the 24th. Here again on Facebook Live. We promised we'd bring you 3 different shows, so lots and lots of people can catch us at different times. Facebook Live tomorrow, Wednesday at 5 for another go with Have a Hoot. And in the meantime, see you later guys. Take care. Bye.